Summer's calling, and Shackshop.us has you covered. Dive into hot sales on ladies' swimsuits, sleek, stylish, and perfect for pool or beach. Stay connected and on trend with smartwatches that track your every move. Explore the depths with underwater drones and reach new heights with our flying drones. Adventure starts here. Hurry, these deals won't last. Shop now at shackshop.us and make this season unforgettable. Shackshop.us, where adventure meets style.
In an industry built on glamour, legacy, and carefully curated public images, it's rare, but never impossible, for raw emotion to break through the polished surface. That's exactly what happened during one of Hollywood's most prestigious nights, the Academy Awards, when an unexpected rift between two living legends quietly erupted into public view. At the center of it all was a tribute meant to honor the life and legacy of Robert Redford, one of cinema's most revered figures. But instead of a moment defined solely by remembrance, it has sparked debate, emotion, and even a touch of old-school Hollywood rivalry. A tribute that sparked controversy. The Academy's decision to have Barbra Streisand deliver the tribute to Redford during the In Memoriam segment seemed, on the surface, like a fitting choice. Streisand shared one of the most iconic on-screen romances in film history with Redford in The Way We Were, a movie that transcended its era and continues to resonate with audiences decades later. But for Jane Fonda, the choice didn't sit well. Fonda, who shared a long professional history with Redford spanning multiple films and decades, voiced her frustration publicly, something that immediately drew attention given her stature and reputation. Her comments weren't subtle or diplomatic. They were direct, emotional, and deeply personal. She questioned why Streisand, who had only worked with Redford once, was given the honor over her, a collaborator who had shared the screen with him repeatedly and, by her own admission, shared a deeper bond. Decades of collaboration versus one iconic film. To understand the tension, it's essential to look at the contrasting relationships both women had with Redford. Jane Fonda and Robert Redford were, in many ways, a defining on-screen duo of their generation. Their collaborations began early in their careers and continued through some of the most transformative decades in Hollywood. Their first pairing in Tall Story introduced audiences to a dynamic that would evolve over time. By the time they reunited for Barefoot in the Park, their chemistry had matured into something effortless and magnetic. That film, in particular, showcased their ability to balance humor, romance, and authenticity, qualities that would define many of their collaborations. They continued working together in The Chase and later in The Electric Horseman, each project adding new layers to their on-screen partnership. Their final reunion in Our Souls at Night, decades later, served as both a nostalgic callback and a poignant reflection on aging, love, and connection. Fonda has often spoken about Redford with a mixture of admiration and affection. Her comments following his passing revealed not just professional respect, but a deeply personal appreciation for who he was as a person. She described him as not only strikingly handsome, but also principled, thoughtful, and committed to elevating meaningful storytelling, particularly in the realm of independent film. The power of a single film. Barbra Streisand's connection to Redford, while limited to one film, carries a different kind of weight. The Way We Were isn't just a movie, it's a cultural touchstone. The story of two people whose love is complicated by politics, personality, and circumstance struck a chord that has endured for generations. Streisand's performance, paired with Redford's understated charisma, created a dynamic that felt both timeless and deeply human. Their chemistry wasn't built over multiple projects, it was distilled into a single, unforgettable collaboration. During her tribute at the Oscars, Streisand reflected on the making of the film, sharing behind-the-scenes insights that added depth to the audience's understanding of Redford as both an actor and a collaborator. She recalled how he initially resisted taking the role, believing the character lacked conviction. It was only after multiple revisions that he agreed, ultimately delivering a performance that became one of the defining moments of his career. Her words painted a portrait of Redford as thoughtful, discerning, and deeply committed to his craft. Emotion beneath the surface. What makes the situation compelling isn't just the disagreement, it's what it reveals about legacy, memory, and the human side of fame. For Jane Fonda, the tribute wasn't just about professional recognition, it was about honoring a relationship that spanned decades, one that she clearly holds close to her heart. Her candid admission that she was always in love with him adds a layer of vulnerability that's rarely seen in public discourse among stars of her caliber. It's a reminder that behind the accolades and red carpet appearances are real people with real emotions, people who form bonds that don't simply fade with time. For Streisand, the tribute was an opportunity to honor a collaborator who played a pivotal role in one of her most iconic films. Her emotional speech and musical performance reflected a genuine sense of loss and appreciation. A question of legacy. The controversy raises an interesting question: what defines a meaningful connection in Hollywood? Is it the number of projects shared, the length of a professional relationship, or the cultural impact of a single collaboration? In Fonda's case, her argument is rooted in longevity and depth. She spent years working alongside Redford, building a body of work that reflects a sustained creative partnership. In Streisand's case, her connection is defined by intensity and impact. The Way We Were remains one of the most beloved films in cinema history, and her performance alongside Redford is etched into the cultural memory. Both perspectives are valid, and that's what makes the situation so nuanced. Fans weigh in. As news of Fonda's comments spread, fans quickly began taking sides. Some agreed with Fonda, arguing that her long-standing collaboration with Redford made her the more appropriate choice to deliver the tribute. They pointed to the sheer number of films they shared and the evolution of their on-screen relationship over time. Others defended Streisand, emphasizing the lasting impact of The Way We Were and the emotional resonance of her tribute. For many, the film represents a defining moment in Hollywood history, making her involvement feel both natural and appropriate. And then there are those who see the situation as less of a feud and more of a reflection of differing perspectives, two legends expressing their own truths about a man who meant a great deal to both of them. The complexity of Hollywood relationships. Hollywood has always been a place where relationships are both highly visible and deeply complicated. Actors form connections that can span years, even decades, but those connections are often shaped by the projects they share, the roles they play, and the circumstances surrounding their collaborations. In some cases, a single film can create a bond that feels as significant as a long-term partnership. In others, years of working together can foster a sense of familiarity and mutual respect that's hard to replicate. The situation between Fonda and Streisand highlights this complexity. It's not a simple matter of who knew Redford better, it's about how each of them experienced their relationship with him. Remembering Robert Redford. Amid the debate, it's important not to lose sight of the man at the center of it all. Robert Redford's career spanned more than half a century, during which he established himself as one of the most respected figures in the industry. From his early days as a leading man to his later work as a director and advocate for independent film, he left an indelible mark on cinema. He was known not only for his talent, but also for his integrity, his commitment to storytelling, and his efforts to support emerging filmmakers. Both Fonda and Streisand, in their own ways, paid tribute to these qualities. Fonda highlighted his character and values, emphasizing the impact he had on the industry beyond his performances. Streisand focused on his artistry, recalling the nuances of his acting and the collaborative spirit he brought to their work together. A moment that reflects something bigger. In the end, this isn't just a story about a disagreement over an Oscars tribute. It's a story about legacy, how it's shaped, remembered, and honored. It's about the different ways people connect with one another and how those connections are perceived by others. And perhaps most importantly, it's a reminder that even in an industry defined by image and performance, authenticity still has the power to shine through. Fonda's candid remarks may have sparked controversy, but they also revealed something deeply human, the desire to be seen, to be recognized, and to honor someone who mattered. Barbra Streisand's tribute, meanwhile, served as a powerful reminder of the impact a single collaboration can have, not just on a career, but on audiences around the world. Final thoughts. Hollywood thrives on stories, both on-screen and off. This moment, unexpected as it may have been, adds another chapter to the rich and complex narrative of an industry built on relationships, creativity, and legacy. Whether one agrees with Fonda, Streisand, or neither, the conversation ultimately brings attention back to Robert Redford and the remarkable life he lived. And perhaps that, more than anything else, is what truly matters.